strike against the idea that certain running shoes, particularly running shoes with arch support, can bring big payoffs for injury prevention is that running shoes with arch support may actually damage the arch of the foot, and these damages may be on par with being an injury magnet. One reason is that any ongoing long-term use of external support like arch support can easily weaken the arch because arch support impedes pretty much all the engaging activity the arch needs to keep functionally strong and tolerant. Notably, a 2013 study in the journal Foot and Ankle Research, which is linked down below this video in the description box, found that runners who wore running shoes with arch support showed immediately after a prolonged run reduced arch height and diminished functional capacity of the arch to act as a shock absorber. The researchers discovered the reduced arch height profile induced by the arch support resulted in poor weight-bearing responses of the foot under normal loading conditions. They also found that these shoes made the antipronatory muscles in the foot increasingly less effective at providing corrective pronatory support. This means poor weight-bearing responses of the foot under normal loading conditions may translate into amplified levels of impact stress due to insufficient impact absorption at the foot from restrictive arch support. And also there was an increased tendency for the foot to overpronate, which means the foot made a big shift from its neutral line into more straining positions, which may lead to a misalignment of the foot with the leg. This is how running shoes with arch support may have a whole host of negative effects, which could stress multiple areas of the leg at the same time, which is also why injury trends are more commonly seen in runners who overpronate, and why injury trends don't improve with arch supportive running shoes. What is more, these findings give you an idea of how quickly foot function and health is negatively affected and how quickly arch height profile diminishes when running in shoes with arch support. And it also reinforces the fact that footwear enormously influences foot health and function, but one of the best ways to counter this problem and develop stronger, more functional arches and pronatory muscles in the feet for running is that, for one, foot strike pattern when running may influence arch functional strength and pronation. Some studies, which are also linked down below this video in the description box, offers intriguing clues on how the arch engages differently and how pronation patterns differ in forefoot strike running versus heel strike running, in that forefoot running may reduce excessive loading on the arch because in a forefoot strike landing when running, the heel to toe rollover phase that occurs in heel strike running, which is linked to more arch deformation, is eliminated in forefoot running, and so is a burst of high collisional impact. Not only that, ground contact time of the foot is much shorter in duration in forefoot strike running and results in a contact with the ground that's so brief that certain motions and postures of the foot are far less likely to be exaggerated, whereas the heel to toe motion of the foot in heel strike running increases ground contact time, which may produce prolonged pronation, which may allow for more time for the foot to roll into extreme overstraining positions when the weight of the body is making a longer travel through a longer overstride angle and over the foot. So overall, there may be a lot less physical stressors on the arch when you land with a forefoot strike when running, which may make the arch less prone to injury and weakening, but equally important, strengthening the arch and the pronatory muscles to a level where functional pronation can be achieved and overpronation can be avoided when running is with increased barefoot activity in a continuous way, because it's associated with positive changes in foot functional strength, especially the arch and the pronatory muscles. Dr. Stephen Robbins obtained a striking results, which are also linked down below this video in the description box, in participants who increased their weight-bearing activities barefoot and walked barefoot on uneven surfaces, improved arch height profile and pronatory control of the foot. And when the foot has stronger pronatory control, there may be less unwanted back and forth movements of the heel, and the foot eventually becomes strong enough at holding pronation, more stable when running in shoes without arch support, of course. It's for all these reasons that there may be more of a functional reason to go barefoot on an ongoing basis, since increased barefoot activity seems to consistently correlate better with the arch and the pronatory muscles, helping the foot be better at holding more stable as compared with over-reliance on arch supportive intervention. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't already, where you will stay more informed on the benefits of barefoot walking and barefoot running, as well as more informed on heel strike running versus forefoot strike running. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have fun out there on the roads and trails. Bye for now.